on, our next session is going to be two demo cases that we will see, both from the insurance industry. These demos will be presented to us by our showcase winners, and I will announce them and the speakers both one after the other. The topic for these two use cases, which are from the insurance industry, is Rest Insured, adequate, affordable insurance via account aggregators. The first team coming up is from Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, along with their partners Finarkein Analytics and NADL Account Aggregators. I'll request the team to please come up on stage.
Good evening all. This is Rajiv Malhan. I'm part of Aditya Birla Capital. I am here with my colleague and dear friend Jatin Varshney and our TSP partner Akash. At the onset, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to the judges and panelists from SamvAAd who have chosen us as a winner and given us a chance and opportunity to present our case over here. We can move further. So since morning, we are listening that India is shining. And let me tell you, India is shining and shining very brightly. And it is shining on the global horizons of our global economy. So I'll not take much of the time in miming these numbers. These numbers are very much, you are all aware about these numbers, and we know how these digital public infrastructure numbers are actually shaping our economy. But I would like to convey back one thing over here, that these numbers are actually foundation stones with which we can very well financially include all those 100 million families which are there in Tier 2 and Tier 3+ cities. And these families, let me tell you, they have the capacity to pay, they are raring to go, they have a point to prove, and they are very much digital savvy. As we have started for the digital savvy, let me also convey back at Aditya Birla Capital and Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, we are also working in extending these digital capabilities to our clients. Jatin, can we have? So, at Aditya Birla Capital last year, some 83% services we have done digitally, and self-service adoption is at 87%. Our 88% of services are available on WhatsApp. Last year, through bots, we have collected 650 crore of renewals. We are the global first on making the onboarding journey login to issuance on WhatsApp. And we have also launched this anytime receipting. Our new business guys, our sales friends, can very well log in and receive the case 24/7 from anywhere. And 99% of customers in last year have been onboarded digitally. So, as digital has come, so I would request Jatin to take it forward and convey back how this digital piece is shaping us, taking us forward.
So thank you, Rajiv, and very good evening. I'm Jatin Varshney, and actually a practitioner of the whole business. So I have been an underwriter for the last 20-odd years, and I can clearly see the friction and pain which happens when the whole processing of an insurance application happens. And I feel pain in terms of when a person who is coming for an insurance cover or protection need is denied or the case is not able to get concluded. So we are seeing some 10 to 15% of leakage which happens post-payment. And believe me, there would be much higher, 40-50% leakage which happens in terms of whole solicitation of the business. So as we know that insurance requires a lot of paperwork, and currently as an industry, I think there's a lot of work which is happening to make it more and more paperless. There are various stages of an insurance application where the papers are required, and I'm sure all the industry is working towards making it more digital, and so that it becomes a reality in terms of the issuances happening very fast. The use case that we are talking about today is on financial underwriting, which is one of the very critical aspect of insurance. So you know, a person comes for an insurance cover, and we have to assess him with regards to his financial eligibility. which requires the underwriting element. And there we have multiple challenges which comes across. Rajiv, can we move to the next slide? So I think all throughout the day we have been talking about the various challenges, and that is the case with the insurance product as well. Accessibility, we know for insurance, when we go for a term kind of a protection kind of a plan, there are documents or income documents which are required. So accessibility becomes very critical. We know currently it's only 5-6 crores of Indians who are filing the income tax returns. And as Rajiv mentioned, a lot of people have the bank account statement. So I think that becomes a very easy kind of a document for us to have it in terms of doing the underwriting. But accessibility in terms of fetching that kind of a document and then giving it across to insurance is many times a challenge. Frauds, I have personally seen cases where the paperwork, once it comes across, there are a lot of manipulation which happens, and then on that basis, the submissions do happen, which is an element of fraud. Multiple misuses, because once the documents are given across to the middle person, you know that it's not safe, secure, and it can go in a wrong hand, and that has to be avoided. Most importantly is the friction for the customer. I think the overall journey, it's definitely in today's time also is very cumbersome. And we have to see how we can make it more frictionless on a real-time basis and with the convenience. And that's what Account Aggregator has the power right now to make it in that way. For distributor also, I think a lot of energy of his goes in terms of fulfillment of the application, which otherwise he would have spent in terms of having more customers getting acquired for the business. And lastly is the latency, because you know we are in May, probably this financial year's ITR will not have been got filed. So we have to depend on other kind of document. And even if the bank statements are given, sometimes the bank statements are also dated. It doesn't reflect the true picture of the clients which comes across to us. So Account Aggregator is definitely an answer to it, and definitely will show you how we have been using it. We have been doing or using Account Aggregator for the last 6 odd months, and we have piloted it, and we have a demo video in terms of how the use case of that is being applied for insurance. So this is the first demo video which I'll talk about. This is a customer service executive. This is an assisted process currently. And we have our CAC, customer service executive from Jamshedpur branch, where we have a branch, and she displays how the account aggregator uses.
This is Kanchan, CSC Jamshedpur, and today I will take you to the tour of Accounts Aggregator. Just see, this is an application of Accounts Aggregator where I share a link to the client by creating new application. Here I enter the application number EA09562314. Here we need to enter the mobile number of the client. For example, I will be taking the tour of mine only, that is 9525727872. Here we need to enter the client email ID. It is kanchan.kumari@Aditya Birla capital.com. Here we have both the SMS and email notification where we need to manage. Create. Once the create button is clicked, and when we refresh here, the link goes to the concerned client email ID as well as the mobile. Just see. This is the message what client received on the mobile number. Here is the link. We need to click on the link, hyperlink, that is Finarkein. Here all banks are reflecting which are associated with this accounts aggregator. Here the mobile number, just you can see the mobile number is hidden, which is a secured way. Once the client click on the continue to login, he receives an OTP. This is a secured way. The client enters the OTP and click on the verify button. Once he or she verifies on the button, all the accounts which are related with this mobile number will reflect over here. Here my HDFC Bank is attached, so it is reflecting, and that too you can check all the account number initial digits are hidden. That is a secured way. Last 4 digits is reflecting. Then we need to click on the approve. Once it is approved, you will get the client get the message for thank you, consent registered successfully, and in this way we get the downloaded statement of last 6 months. Once the journey is completed, here the account statement gets downloaded. From here we have the access to.
So as you can see, I think within a matter of just 2 minutes, how convenient it was for the customer, she being a customer herself. I think the whole transaction of getting the account statement, and then it was assisted, so it came across to the branch CAC, and then she uploaded in the system. This can be given across to our sales guys, and they are also doing it. But the overall process, which used to take, and as I mentioned, there were so many drop-offs which were happening, have reduced significantly. And I would want the customer testimonial also just quickly to be played across. So this is an actual customer.
Accounts Aggregator. It has been a great initiative by ABSLI. We really get a hassle-free process via getting a link and just getting the OTP validated. I have done my transfer of bank details towards the company. I really request the company to take some more initiatives so that in case of other documents, we can have a hassle-free process and get the things done in a very easy manner. Thank you.
So great. So I'll just quickly show you the benefit of this
Accounts
which has come
Aggregator.
across to us. Next slide. So I mentioned about the pilot which has been happening for the last 6 odd months. So what we have seen in our business is there has been a 12% reduction in cancellation. So the customer would have otherwise not completed the overall process, and that led to the leakage of the business has come down by 12%. We have an improved TATs, so financial underwriting decisions we are able to take within a quick succession. Not only this, we have been working with the InsuredTech, so there we can do the whole analysis of the bank statement also that comes across to us. So that helps the underwriter. Again, it can be more automated, made STP, and then the whole processing can be much faster. We have the support from the reinsurer who have allowed that this in conjunction with the credit bureau data or credit scores, we can have an insurance cover that can go up to even 5 crores, just basis this kind of a easy process. And business worth of 19 crores we have been able to clear through Account Aggregator in this pilot period. And of course, it helps in terms of reducing the pending requirement which were there for the AML document. So these are our actual factual use case and the benefits that have come across to us from the Account Aggregator. And talking about what's the way forward, definitely once we know that there would be 15 odd data sets of mutual funds, of insurance, of loans, lending, everything getting into the Account Aggregator, we can clearly see the kind of hyper personalization that can be done across for the consumer at a later stage. We can start getting their demogs, financial, even wellness kind of thing, because once the health insurance data also is starting to go up over there, there would be a lot more use cases which can be created. And it can lead to definitely the upsell, which is a very immediate use case of Account Aggregator that will come into play. Advisory, your assessment of health insurance risk, onboarding, activation, and buy now, pay later. The example which in the morning session, it happened from prepaid to postpaid, how the industry has moved and it has helped larger section of the citizen. That's how in insurance also, we would be able to have a lesser price, and then on that basis, once we know the credit worthiness or the customer is a good, reliable customer, then insurance coverage can be offered across to him. So this is, I think, definitely it's going to happen. I think once all the industry comes together and start feeding in or become the FIP, start providing the data of insurance to the Account Aggregator, then I think this is not a far distance reality. It will happen probably in the next 1-2 years. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite the next group of our showcase winners from the Aegon Life Insurance Company and Finarkein, as well as NADL. Please come up on stage and share your use case demo with us.
Hello everyone. I am Sandeep, and with me I have Akash from Finarkein. I am head of analytics at Aegon Life. At Aegon Life, my main focus area is to develop algorithms which will enable us to underwrite and issue term life insurance policies as well in real time, which means that by the time customer completes journey, our algorithms would be ready with the underwriting decisions to issue policy in real time. We all know that life insurance is a highly complex product. We have also seen in just a few minutes back that in terms of the number of steps required, no one gets up in the morning with the thought of buying a life insurance. A, that it's a push product. B, that it's very difficult to be bought. We need to ask n number of documents, go through a complex process, and in the end, we need to give a drop of blood, and then only the life insurance policy get issued. These algorithms that we have already designed, we have already made a good progress towards this. Using these algorithms, we are already live with a couple of products, has enabled us to issue these term insurance policies in real time without any document from the customer. The only thing the customer needs to do is to fill a very simple and short proposal form. Once customer fills this short proposal form, there are external data enrichment platform which will scan all digital footprint of this customer in real time. There are algorithms in background. These algorithms would be able to assess this customer in real time without needing any document from that customer, and by the time customer would complete journey, this policy would get issued. This means that buying a life insurance now is going to be as easy as buying a t-shirt from your favorite e-commerce site, which is a completely disruption in the industry. Aegon Life, we are India's first and only fully digital life insurance company. By that I mean that we do not have any offline channel, we do not have agents. The only way to talk to us is via APIs. We have microservices and API-driven architecture, which can be integrated with any partner within a couple of hours to distribute. With customized journey, it can be a queue-to-pay, it can be end-to-end. Our vision is to ensure every single Indian household is financially secure and to increase insurance penetration in India. We all know that insurance penetration, especially in the lower income segment and in the tier 2, tier 3 cities, it is extremely low. This entire great architecture and framework of Account Aggregator, it is enabling us, it is supporting us to meet our vision. Now the question is how? So since morning we have attended multiple sessions, and now I think we know a lot about how this entire Account Aggregator ecosystem works. That based on the customer consent, customer who completely owns his data, based on customer consent, we can get access to his financial information, and then that can be used in multiple ways. But how exactly this framework is helping us to reach to the market which was unreachable earlier? One of the key things which Account Aggregator framework has enabled us to drive, this is a shift from asset and income proof-based underwriting to signals which can be derived based on cash flow statement. I'll take a very simple example. For example, a Swiggy delivery person, in case he wants to buy a life insurance policy, in a traditional setup, he would be asked for an income proof document. Now, underwriting has evolved over the period of time. There would be a ways that based on his bank statement, maybe that Swiggy delivery guy can be underwritten. But since he is coming from a lower educational background, he might be digitally savvy, but chances are not high that he would be having a net banking or so. So he would have to go to a nearest bank branch and then he will have to get access to his bank statement. Then he will have to email or upload this bank statement to the insurer portal. The entire process would take really long time. It is complex, it is time consuming, and then there would be someone in the underwriting operation side. Either there would be a OCR engine running, which would be able to take automated decision on the basis of that, but this entire process is kind of complex. But this account aggregator framework has enabled us to digitally get access to this entire bank statement, and based on whatever signals we are able to extract based on cash flow, and then on the basis of this, underwrite this customer in real time. Now, leveraging this bank statement data account aggregator framework to underwrite, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This ecosystem is really very strong. This would enable us to provide the complete product solution to a particular customer, not being limited to a particular product. It will enable us to provide the full and complete financial solution to a customer. How does it work? For us, it's not, in case any customer wants to have assistance, the customer can definitely reach out to our assisted team call center. But for us, it's a completely DIY journey. Once the customer has completed his journey, there's a simple and very easy and short proposal form. After filling that proposal form, the customer gets redirected to account aggregator framework, which is a combination of TSP plus A. And there are a couple of screens, 2-3 screens. It's a very easy process that we have developed in collaboration with Finarkein. And then after taking one-time consent from that customer based on OTP, the customer would be redirected back to us in backend. Through FIP, we would be able to fetch data in JSON format. This JSON format, which can be read by machines, and then there are algorithms running in the background. These are proprietary algorithms that we have developed. These algorithms are capable of assessing this customer based on the financial transaction cash flow itself. And as soon, by the time customer completes his journey, by the time customer has given consent and it gets redirected back to us, by that time, these underwriting algorithms gets ready with the underwriting decision. Along with underwriting decision, all the other things that we heard of, the fraud detection, getting the latest financial information from that customer, all those things happens in real time. Along with this particular part, along with financial underwriting part, this entire banking data, it is highly powerful. Because using this banking data, we can define the exact persona of that customer. In what life stage he is, what are his financial behavior, lifestyle, interest. And when this data gets combined with other alternate data, other footprint of this customer, it can be a credit bureau, the entire credit history, it can be insurance bureau history. So when this data gets combined along with banking transaction data, then we can define a very accurate, very good persona of that customer. And using this persona of that customer, the complete financial solution can be provided to customer, not being limited to a particular products. We are already working towards this, and using this, this entire framework, this will enable us to reach many other segments which was traditionally uninsured or underinsured. And this framework, at the moment, I do not have any customer testimonial ready to be shown, but we have spoken to many customers, and we got a very good feedback. Now, if a customer is having two options, as I mentioned earlier, one is to go to a bank, to go to a net banking portal, and to give a PDF upload, and then there would be someone who would be assessing this kind of document. Second option, customer is having just to give OTP during this journey itself. Then most of the customer would go by second option only. So most of the customers are happy with this process that had made the entire issuance and entire process very easy and friendly for them. In terms of overall impact, so I started talking about that this entire framework is enabling us to reach to the market which was unreachable earlier, which are mainly self-employed segment or lower income segment. Earlier, it was very difficult for a kirana shop owner to buy a life insurance policy because he would be asked an income proof document or he would some sort of ITR document also. For most of self-employed customers, those who are having a small business, it's very difficult for them to submit this kind of document. This framework is enabling us to reach out to that segment. And in terms of overall impact that we have seen, till March 22, if I have to look at our portfolio for starting from 17 to 2022, we had approximately 20% of the customer coming out of self-employed segment, which has increased to approximately 45% in last 1 year. Second data point, income. We had approximately 10% of the customer in less than 5 lakh income segment, which has increased by 7 times, which has become approximately 70% now. It clearly shows the tangible shift that we have made and the progress that we have made towards reaching out a segment which was unreachable earlier. This shift, there would be many other factors which would have driven, but account aggregator is one of the factors which is driving this shift. With this, I will hand it over to Akash to take us through the great work that they have done to design a very good customer experience for us.
Yeah, so what we are showing over here is the journey that we have built with Aegon Life. So once the customer selects to submit their income proof, they are redirected to account aggregator page where they select the bank and enter the OTP. This is the account aggregator verification OTP, which is being used to validate the customer at the account aggregator level. So once the OTP is entered, the customer's accounts are discovered from the selected bank. And they have to link the account. Error may happen sometime. But they have the option to select another bank and do the journey with some other account. So here the customer is choosing the option of HDFC Bank and go ahead. So linking account with their account aggregator ID is a one-time process. Next time the customer again completes the journey, they can directly skip this and go to the consent page. Yeah, and once it is done, they can clearly see the consent details and approve the consent. And that's it, the data is transferred behind the scene to the Aegon Life.
Just to summarize it now, so it's a DIY, only 3-4 click journey, and just by one-time consent, 1 or 2 password from that customer, we can financially underwrite this customer in real time. Thank you.